What if true dragon Rimuru born as Veldanava's last hope? The story follows the original series with a twist. Rimuru is reincarnated as a true dragon subspecies instead of a slime, possessing a mature form and abilities capable of turning the impossible into reality, the ultimate hope left behind by the Star King Dragon, Veldanava, before his passing. BY, Slime 237. Chapter 30, A New Subordinate, Azrael. Rimuru was in big trouble. A sword held close to his neck was able to finish him off for good. He decided to show the angel the memory of Veldanava, hoping he would survive this. "I'll do you one better." "I'll show you," Rimuru said. He showed him the memory, and the angel slowly lowered his weapon. "I see. So you were created by Lord Veldanava to protect this world?" Orion asked. "Yeah, you could say that," Rimuru replied. Orion immediately got on his knees. "Forgive me, Rimuru-sama, for pointing my blade at you. I deserve death." Hey. "Let's not go there," Rimuru said. "Rimuru, you never told me you were created by Veldanava," Ramiris exclaimed. "I didn't think it was important." They went on like this for some time. "Anyways, Orion, was it? If you serve Veldanava, why are you here instead of heaven? Don't tell me you fell from grace," Rimuru asked. "Well, that is a bit accurate, but not in the way you think it is," Orion replied. He told Rimuru his story, how he was created by Veldanava with power almost equal to a primordial angel, but was framed by another primordial named Cornu and exiled by Feldway, leader of the angels, becoming a fallen angel. He waited, hoping for his creator to come and bring him back. When Veldanava didn't come, Orion wandered the land, met Ramiris, and had been staying with her ever since. "I see. It must have been rough being betrayed like that," Rimuru said. "A day hasn't gone by where I didn't dream of getting back at them," Orion replied. "So now what? Are you just going to stay here forever?" "I don't know. I hope you don't think of this as rude, but would you like to come and serve me? I can help you get stronger so you can have your revenge," Rimuru offered. "Really? If so, I gladly accept." "Great. You're hired." "Thank you, Rimuru-sama. And if I may ask for one request?" "And what would that be?" "I wish to be renamed by you as proof that I serve you, and only you, from this day forward," Orion said. "I don't see why not. Let me think." A few seconds passed. "I know. Your name will be Azrael." "Thank you, Rimuru-sama." With that, a large amount of magicules left Rimuru's body and entered Azrael's. His evolution was much more powerful, drawing a lot of spirits out from the dwelling and creating a vortex. "Wow, his evolution is much more intense than Diawolo's," Rimuru thought. Time passed, and the evolution completed. "Wow! So much power. I might be on par with Zolario. But one thing is for sure, Cornu is going to get his butt kicked when I see him," Azrael thought. "Once again, I thank you, Rimuru-sama, for giving me this power and my name," Azrael said. "It's cool. And by the way, you don't have to act polite. Just be yourself," Rimuru replied. "Really?" Azrael asked. Rimuru nodded. "Oh, thank goodness. I don't really like acting like that, so thanks, Rimuru-sama." Well, he did a complete 180, Rimuru thought. After that, Rimuru, the kids, and Azrael left the dwelling of spirits, though not before Rimuru created a new golem for Ramiris, and headed back to the academy. Chapter 31, Good News and Bad News. After returning, Rimuru asked Azrael to stay out of sight until he was ready to leave and return to Tempest. Azrael agreed and used his skill, Shapeshift, to turn himself into a crow, hiding in plain sight while keeping an eye out for danger. In the teacher's bedroom. "Now that the kids are safe, I guess I should prepare to return to Tempest," Rimuru said. "Yes, Master. Also, I have good news. Raphael replied. What is it? During Azrael's evolution, many spirits were pulled out from the dwelling, and one of them is a perfect match for Shizu. Wait, what does that mean? Yes, it is now possible to save Shizu from dying. I have already begun the process. It should be done by the time we leave for Tempest. Yes. You're the best, Raphael. Praise me more, Master. Okay, don't get ahead of yourself, but still, you're the best. The time came for Rimuru to leave. He packed all of his things and passed his teaching role to a woman named Tis. He, along with the kids and Yuki, went to the kingdom's gate to say goodbye. Make sure you kids study hard and don't cause trouble, okay? Rimuru said. Okay, the kid sobbed. Guess I'll be going now. As he was about to leave, Chloe went and hugged him one last time. Rimuru gave her Shizu's mask before finally departing. Say, Rimuru-sama, why did you give your mask to that girl? I thought it was precious to you, Azrael asked. I don't know, honestly. It's just a hunch. I see. As they were walking, Azrael felt something was off. Rimuru-sama. We've walked into a barrier. What? Answer, Azrael is correct. It is a holy barrier designed to weaken monsters, Raphael stated. How? Who would do that? And why? Rimuru wondered. As Rimuru was thinking, Azrael spoke out loud and pulled out his sword. I know you're there. Come out, human. Slowly, a woman with short black hair came out from behind a tree and walked toward them. You notice me? Impressive. But this is where you die, both of you, she said. Who is this woman? Rimuru thought. I don't know who you are, but we are just normal, average humans taking a trip. That's all. Don't lie. I know you are the ruler of the nation of monsters, Rimuru Tempest, and I am here to avenge my teacher, Shizu. She knows who I am, and she mentioned Shizu. That means. Rimuru realized. You're Hinata Sakaguchi. That's right. Now, die. She charged forward with incredible speed. Why does this keep happening to me? Rimuru cried out internally. Chapter 32, Rimuru vs. Hinata. Hinata Sakaguchi, one of Shizu's former students, suddenly appeared before Rimuru and launched an attack. As the blade neared him, Azrael quickly blocked it and pushed her back. How dare you attack my master? I'll make you pay. Azrael yelled. Hold on, Azrael. I would like to talk this out first, Rimuru said. As you wish, Rimuru-sama. Azrael stepped back. Rimuru approached Hinata. Hinata, I? Shut up. I won't listen to a monster who killed and ate my teacher. You misunderstand. I didn't kill Shizu. She's still alive. Let me show you. I said shut up. She launched attack after attack, but Rimuru continued to parry every strike. This woman is beyond listening. Hey, Raphael, you got any ideas? Answer. Raphael began. Before Raphael could finish, Shizu's voice called out from within. Wait! Let me out! I can stop her. What? But you aren't synchronized with your new spirit yet. You could. I can do it, Rimuru. Please trust me like I trusted you back then. Rimuru paused for a moment. Don't die on me, okay? I promise. Shizu replied. Raphael. Rimuru called out. Understood, Raphael answered. With that, Raphael released Shizu from the imaginary space right in the center of their clash. As Hinata's sword was about to strike, she immediately pulled back her blade and froze on the spot at the sight of her teacher. Shizu-sensei. Is that? Before she could finish, Shizu collapsed slightly, and Rimuru caught her before she hit the ground. Told you I could stop her, Shizu said in a weak voice. Rimuru tried to put her back into his imaginary space, but couldn't. Answer, the barrier is preventing this, Raphael informed him. He turned his head to Hinata and shouted, Hinata! Deactivate the barrier. What? Do it now, or she dies. Quickly! Hinata immediately deactivated the barrier, allowing Rimuru to transfer the weakened Shizu back into his imaginary space. Hinata spoke up, bewildered. What is going on? Well, you see. Rimuru started. Before he could explain, Sue suddenly showed up and delivered terrible news. Rimuru-sama. Tempest is under attack. What? Rimuru immediately grew his wings and flew off with Azrael toward Tempest, leaving behind a confused Hinata with her questions unanswered. Chapter 33, Plan for a Counterattack. Both Rimuru and Azrael reached Tempest, only to see two giant barriers covering the city. Rimuru flew down and had Raphael analyze them, finding that one was an anti-magic barrier and the other was a reduced magicule density barrier. Who would do this? Rimuru demanded. It was a human nation that did this, Rimuru-sama. It's called the Kingdom of Falmouth, Sue reported. The kingdom ruled by that greedy King Edmaris, the one King Gazelle told me about. Sue simply nodded. I'm going in. Sue, scout the area to see if there are any enemies nearby. Azrael, go keep an eye out from the sky. Got it. Yes, they both answered. Rimuru entered the barrier to see immense damage. He rushed to the center of the city and saw Rigard, who spotted him in return. Rimuru-sama. You have returned. I have. What happened, and how many injured are there? Last count, about 100 of them are severely injured, Rimuru-sama. Fortunately, Diolo-sama was here, or they might have been killed. At least they're not dead. That's good enough. Then, a loud explosion echoed across the city. What was that? Those flames. Benimaru. He rushed to the location and saw Benimaru thrashing Grucius, one of Carrion's subordinates sent for the cultural exchange. Behind Grucius was a beat-up Yum resting his head on the lap of a woman with green hair. Rimuru called out to Benimaru, who turned and bowed. Rimuru-sama. You're safe. What's going on? Benimaru told Rimuru that the anti-magic barrier was cast by the green-haired woman. Yum got up and begged Rimuru to forgive Mjurin, explaining she was forced to do this against her will. Grucius begged Rimuru for the same thing. Raphael, is he telling the truth? Yes. The individual named Mjurin is being forced to do this. I see. Put her in a cell for now. I'll deal with this later, Rimuru instructed. Understood. You two, bring her to the cells, Geld commanded two orcs. Yes, Geld-sama. They took Mjurin to the cell, and Yum and Grucius went with them. Rimuru then went to the hall where all the severely injured were being treated by Shuna. He was surprised to see Hakuro and Shun among the severely injured alongside Gobta. Rimuru began healing everyone, restoring them completely. Now then. I want all my executives in the meeting room so we can plan our counterattack. Yes, his executives shouted. They all headed to the meeting room, joined by Mjolmile. Diolo came in, while Azrael entered through the window. Seeing Diolo, Azrael spoke up. Well now, fancy seeing you here, Noir. That's Diolo to you, Orion. The wonderful name Rimuru-sama gave me. Right back at you. I'm Azrael now, so remember that. Enough, you two. Let's get this meeting started. Rimuru ordered. Yes, everyone responded. Chapter 34, Choice. Rimuru ordered Benimaru to get information out of Mjurin. She confessed that this entire invasion was planned by Demon Lord Clayman. Sue then reported that an army of 20,000 soldiers from Falmouth and the Western Holy Church was on its way. Now, Rimuru had to figure out how to deal with the Falmouth invasion, claimant scheme, and the Western Holy Church, all while maintaining his goals for coexistence. Azrael spoke up. "Why don't you become a demon lord, Rimuru-sama? That way, you can make sure other nations can't use force against us." "I agree with his idea, Rimuru-sama," Diablo added. "You can even help protect humans by keeping the other demon lords in check." "That's not a bad idea, I guess," Rimuru mused. "Notice, Master should massacre the Falmouth army and obtain their souls for an evolution. Additionally, it will help those connected to you become stronger," Raphael advised. "Really? Then I'll do it." "Right. I've made my decision. I'll become a demon lord," Rimuru declared. "Good choice, though with your level of power, you're already considered one," Azrael noted. "What do you mean?" Benimaru asked. "Oh right. I guess now is as good a time as any," Rimuru said. Rimuru showed them the memory of how Veldanava and Lucia created him. Now, they all understood just how powerful their ruler truly was. "Now that you all know, let's get down to business." His plan was to send for groups outside the barrier to destroy the four pillars maintaining the reduced magicule density barrier. East, Benimaru and Shun. West, Hakuro, Riga, Gobta, and Geld. South, Gabiru and his men. North, Sue and his group. While that was underway, Rimuru, Diablo, and Azrael would go massacre the army. Sakura and Shuna would stay behind in Tempest to protect the citizens. Everyone left to prepare, and Rimuru went to the prison to free Mjurin from Clayman's curse. He asked her to help protect Tempest, which she immediately agreed to do. "The time has come. Let us show the Kingdom of Falmouth that we are not afraid. Understand?" Rimuru shouted. "Yes," everyone declared. "Now go, destroy those pillars, and remember, come back in one piece." "Yes, Rimuru-sama." They all departed, and Rimuru, along with Diablo and Azrael, headed toward the king's tent. One by one, the pillars were destroyed, until only the one in the west remained, where the kingdom's otherworlders were positioned. Kyoya was instantly killed by Hakuro. Shogo was beaten by Geld and ran to the tent to kill his companion, Kirara, acquiring her skill, Survivor. Despite this, he still lost to Geld, only to be saved by Raisin and teleported away. Above the king's tent. "It's time. You two ready?" Rimuru asked. "Yes, Rimuru-sama," Diablo replied. "Ready when you are," Azrael said. "You brought this upon yourselves, Kingdom of Falmouth. Now your sacrifice will make me and my nation stronger." Rimuru created small water droplets above the army. "Die! May the wrath of the gods pierce you. Megiddo!" And with that, the massacre officially began. Chapter 35, Massacre, then Demon Summoning. The counterattack was underway. Diablo went full demon on them, massacring all in his path with his claws, while Azrael sliced and diced everyone with his sword. "Die, you worthless humans! How dare you attack my master's beautiful nation?" Diablo roared. "We'll make each and every one of you regret the day you were born." Azrael added. "No, wait! Have mercy," a soldier screamed. "Please don't kill Emmy," another begged. "I don't want to die." "Ah." The ones Rimuru was targeting had nothing to say, as they were killed instantly without mercy. "Raphael, how many souls have I acquired?" Answer: 8,996 souls have been obtained. Only 1,004 remain. Good. Inside the king's tent. "What is happening, Rahim?" Edmaris panicked. "I don't know, Your Majesty." Raisin, now in Shogo's body, entered. "Is King Edmaris safe?" "Protect the king!" Folgan shouted. Two knights took a few steps outside and were instantly killed. They didn't know what to do, as the anti-magic barrier rendered Raisin useless. Folgan tried to execute a plan and went out, only to be instantly killed as well. This caused the king and Rahim to wet their pants. Raisin stuck his head out and saw a figure slowly descending from the sky. It can't be. Are you the monster ruler? Raisin gasped. And you must be the otherworlder who attacked my nation, Rimuru said. On the outside, yes, but on the inside, no. Well, either way, you die. Rimuru instantly killed him with Megiddo. Master, you have finally acquired all the souls needed to evolve. Proceed now? Raphael asked. Hold on for now. I have other things to attend to. Rimuru turned his head toward Edmaris, who was trying to speak. Edmaris started spouting nonsense about this being a test, until Rimuru sliced off his arm, shutting him up. Both Azrael and Diawlo showed up, having finished killing the rest of the soldiers. We've finished our task, but what do we do with the bodies? Azrael asked. I have a suggestion, Diawlo said. Why not use these bodies to summon some old friends of mine to serve you, Rimuru-sama? By old friends, you mean other primordials, right? Rimuru replied. Sharp as ever, Rimuru-sama. Why not? I could use more firepower. With that, Rimuru deactivated the anti-magic barrier, conjured a demon summoning circle, and offered up the 20,000 dead soldiers. I have food for you demons, so come out and serve me. Rimuru commanded. 3 demonesses emerged, one with white hair and a gorgeous figure, the second with yellow hair and a badass vibe, and the third with purple hair who looked like a little girl. It's good to see you 3 again. Blank, Jawn, and Violet. Diawlo greeted them. Nah, the 3 questioned in unison. Chapter 36, Evolution. The 3 demonesses were shocked to see Diawlo, but what shocked them more was the person who had summoned them. They could feel a tremendous power radiating from him. Who is this man? Why does he have so much power? Blank wondered. He's strong. Jawn exclaimed. I feel like a child compared to him, Violet admitted. I know you are all impressed with my master's appearance, but do keep your place, Diawlo warned. Who cares about you? All 3 snapped back. So these are his old friends, huh? They don't get along very well, do they? Rimuru thought. Notice, I have detected a survivor. Raphael alerted him. Someone actually survived. I'll give them credit for that. Then, Rimuru had an idea. Listen up, you 3. I have a job for you, and if you do well, I'll give you each a body and a new name. What do you say? Deal. The 3 gave it some thought. Which is? Blank asked. There is someone here pretending to be dead. Bring them to me alive. That's all. Feel free to use whatever methods you like. Very well, Blank agreed. Consider it done. Jawn smirked. This will be fun, Violet giggled. The 3 went off to find the hidden survivor, while Rimuru, Azrael, and Diawlo returned to Tempest so Rimuru could complete his evolution. They entered the city, where Sakura and Shuna brought out a throne for Rimuru to sit on as his evolution began. It's time, Raphael. Commence with my evolution now. Understood. Beginning evolution now. Back at the king's tent. I didn't think he would kill me so quickly. I was careless. Raisin thought, regaining consciousness. My, there you are, little man, Blank said, appearing beside him. What? So you're the one who managed to survive, huh? You don't look that tough, Jawn mocked. She's right for once, Violet added. Hey! Jawn snapped. I'm surrounded. Raisin realized in horror. Anyways, come quietly and we won't hurt you, okay? Blank offered. Ha! If you 3 think I'll just listen to a few greater demons like you, then you're sadly mistaken. Raisin shouted. Quite bold for someone so weak, Jawn noted. I think he's just plain stupid, Violet scoffed. Shut up and die. Raisin yelled, fighting back. He was thoroughly beaten by the three and left flat on the ground. So much power. But how? No, it can't be. Are you three primordials? Raisin gasped. So you do have a brain, Blank remarked. About time you figured that out. Jawn laughed. Guess it's time to end our fun and present you to our master, Violet said. Hearing that, Raisin instantly passed out from shock and was dragged back to Tempest by the demonesses. Demi-true dragon evolution. When Rimuru returned, his subordinate sat him down on the throne they had prepared, and his evolution began. Voice of the world. Individual Rimuru Tempest's evolution will now begin. Successful evolution to Demi-true dragon complete. All physical abilities have significantly improved. The individual can now freely change between material and spiritual bodies. All skill resistances acquired by the old form will be reacquired. Successful. New skills include infinite regeneration, Lord's ambition, enhanced replication, natural element nullification, ailment nullification, spiritual attack resistance, and holy attack resistance. Successful. Notice, requesting Voice of the World to evolve unique skill, gluttony, Raphael requested. Voice of the World. Granted. Beginning evolution. Successful. Unique skill, gluttony, has evolved into the ultimate skill, Beelzebub Lord of Gluttony. Successful. Notice, requesting Voice of the World to evolve ultimate skill, Hesperian Lord of Souls, further, Raphael requested. Voice of the World. Granted. Beginning evolution. Successful. New sub-skill has been added to Hesperian Lord of Souls. Successful. Sub-skill includes Soul Shield. Successful. Rimuru Tempest's evolution is finally complete. New sub-skill explanation. Soul Shield protects the user from all spiritual and mental attacks, providing full immunity to all forms of mind control. Demi-true dragon explanation. Its power level sits between a true demon lord and a true dragon. It is stronger than a true demon lord, but weaker than a true dragon, acting like a demon lord seed or hero egg, but for a true dragon. Side story, the gifts. Now that Rimuru's evolution was complete, his subordinates were set to receive gifts. This caused all of them to fall asleep, except for Azrael and Diawolo, who fought to stay awake. I see you two are still hanging in there, Rimuru observed. This is nothing, Rimuru-sama, Diawolo said. Yeah, this is child's play for us, Azrael agreed. In any case, got any new skills? Rimuru asked. Yes, both replied. My unique skill, Tempter, has evolved into the ultimate skill, Azazel Lord of Temptation, Diawolo reported. And my unique skill, Reaper, has evolved into the ultimate skill, Iyama Lord of Death, Azrael stated. Cool. Inside the imaginary space. Oh wow, I feel incredible. Veldora exclaimed. Indeed, Veldora-sama, I can feel it too. Ifrit agreed. Rimuru, you've done it. I'm so happy for you, Shizu smiled. Yay! Papa is the best. Shinsho cheered. Shizu, Master's evolution has helped you synchronize with your spirit, and you have evolved into a true hero as well, Raphael informed her. Really? Yay! Good for you, Mama. Shinsho cheered again. Yes, good for you, Shizu. I'm happy for you, Veldora laughed. Bwah ha ha ha. As am I, Ifrit added. Thank you, all of you, Shizu said. Not only that, but the unlimited imprisonment will soon be undone, Raphael stated. Really? Kuahaha. We'll all be able to leave here together. Veldora declared. Yeah, everyone cheered. Outside. Just then, the three demonesses showed up with Raisin's unconscious body. "Rimuru-sama, we have returned," Blank announced. This was a piece of cake. Jawn grinned. "And I must say, you look amazing now that you've evolved," Violet complimented. "Thank you, and good work, you three. Now for your reward." Rimuru created 3 bodies modeled after himself, allowed the demonesses to possess them, and then named them. "I name you Testarossa, Carrera, and Ultima." With that, the 3 evolved into demon peers, just like Diawolo. "Thank you, Rimuru-sama, for such a wonderful name and body." Testarossa bowed. "Indeed. You have my utmost respect, Rimuru-sama," Ultima declared. "You can count on me to ensure the destruction of your enemies, Rimuru-sama," Carrera added. And with that, any remaining doubts they held for Rimuru transformed into hardcore admiration, affection, and absolute loyalty. "Glad to hear that. Now that the invasion is over, all that's left is to deal with the aftermath, Clayman and the Western Holy Church," Rimuru said. "Notice, there is no need to worry about the Western Holy Church," Raphael chimed in. Why's that?" "Because the unsealing of unlimited imprisonment, holding Veldora is nearly complete." "Wait! Really? That changes everything." Chapter 37, Release. In the city. "Raphael, when can I free Veldora?" Rimuru asked. "Answer, in 2 days." "Awesome." Notice, individual named Phobio has been detected heading here. "Phobio's coming here? Why?" Just as Raphael predicted, Phobio arrived in Tempest. "Rimuru-sama, we need your help," Phobio pleaded. "Calm down. What happened?" Rimuru asked. Phobio explained that a few days prior, Milim had declared war on Eurasania and that Carrion was taken away by her with the assistance of Demon Lord Fry. "What in the world is Milim doing?" Rimuru wondered. "Rimuru-sama, Carrion-sama ordered all the refugees to come here," Phobio said. "Say no more. Once my executives wake up, we'll start preparing shelters," Rimuru reassured him. "Thank you, Rimuru-sama." After that, Benimaru and the rest of Tempest's executives woke up and were given orders to build shelters for Eurasania's refugees. 2 days passed, and the refugees, along with Albus and Sufia, made it to Tempest safely. But that wasn't all. "Master, 2 days have passed. It is time to free Veldora and the rest from your imaginary space," Raphael informed him. "Right. I'll be heading out to the sealed cave for a while," Rimuru announced to Diawolo and Azrael. "You two make sure no one panics, and under no circumstances are you to let anyone in." "Got it." "Yes, Rimuru-sama," Diawolo replied. "We got this," Azrael agreed. So Rimuru went to the sealed cave. He created a body double of himself for Veldora to inhabit. Transferring Veldora into the body, the physical vessel began to change. "Kuahaha! I am the storm dragon Veldora Tempest, revived. Kuahaha! And anyone who defies me shall be slaughtered," Veldora bellowed. "Seriously?" Rimuru thought. "Good to see you again, old friend." "Good to be free." "Kuahaha!" Veldora replied. "Anyway, can you tone down your aura so Shizu and the rest can come out without suffocating?" Rimuru asked. "Right." Veldora pulled in his aura, suppressing its density. "Okay, time for the rest," Rimuru said. Rimuru released Shizu, Shinsho, and Ifrit from his imaginary space. When his eyes landed on Shinsho, he was surprised to see how much she had grown. "She looks like a 12-year-old now." "Papa!" Shinsho cried, running toward Rimuru and giving him a big hug. "It's so good to see you, sweetie. You grew up so fast." And it's good to see you too, Shizu, Rimuru said. Yes, it's so good to see you too, Rimuru, Shizu smiled. When Rimuru saw Ifrit, he was surprised to see his appearance had taken on a female form. Veldora quickly explained the details of what had happened inside. Seriously? Nah, whatever. Right. Anyway, let's all go home. Rimuru said. Right, everyone cheered. Chapter 38, Festival Fun. After releasing everyone from his imaginary space, Rimuru teleported near the city and walked in, only to see everyone gathered in the center. Hey, guys! What's up? Rimuru called out. Rimuru-sama. Thank goodness you are safe. Rigid exclaimed. We just felt that the storm dragon Veldora has been revived. You did, and I will explain everything later. For now, I need to get on stage, Rimuru said. Rimuru and the group walked up to the stage. Everyone, I have a very important announcement to make. Rimuru shouted into the microphone. As some of you noticed, Veldora has indeed returned, and he is standing right here. He signaled for Veldora and handed him the mic. Kuahaha! It is I, the mighty storm dragon Veldora Tempest, returned. Veldora declared. Everyone paused in silence until Trainee stepped forward and bowed, prompting the entire crowd to bow alongside her. Veldora-sama, the crowd called out. What? It really is the storm dragon? Ellen gasped. Did not see that one coming. You muttered. I shall protect you all, just as Rimuru, my sworn brother, is doing. Veldora announced. Thank you, Veldora-sama, the crowd cheered. Rimuru then introduced Ifrit to them, which went smoothly. Next came the introduction of Shizu and Shinsho. Everyone, I have someone else I wish to introduce to you all, and they are very important to me. Rimuru said. Everyone focused their attention on the stage as Shizu stepped up holding Shinsho in her arms. Everyone, meet Shizu, my lover, and Shinsho, my daughter. Silence fell for a moment before the entire crowd erupted. What? Rimuru-sama is married and has a daughter. It's nice to meet you all, and I hope we can all get along, Shizu said warmly. I can't wait to get to know you all. Shinsho added. Though confused at first, the crowd's reaction turned into sheer joy and congratulations. The executives already knew from the memories Rimuru had shown them, though Shuna and Shun still looked a bit jealous. This calls for a celebration. Since all the decorations are still out, let's party. Rigid shouted. Sure, why not? Let's party till the sun comes up. Rimuru agreed. Leaf. The entire nation began celebrating with food and drinks. People danced, while others gathered around Veldora and Shizu to hear how they had met Rimuru. Shinsho ran around playing with everyone until she tired herself out, eventually falling asleep in Shizu's arms. I think we should put her to bed now, Rimuru, Shizu suggested. All right. Let's go to my place. She can sleep there, Rimuru said. The two brought the sleeping Shinsho to Rimuru's Japanese-style house. After tucking her in, Shizu wrapped her arms around Rimuru's neck. Since we're already here. Shizu whispered. Yeah. You can't imagine how long I've waited for this, Rimuru replied softly. Then don't hold back. As you wish. With that, the two shared a quiet, affectionate night together before falling asleep. Chapter 39, Visitors. The next morning, Rimuru, Shizu, and Shinsho went to the mansion to discuss how to deal with the aftermath. Right. As you all know, I have decided to take on the title of Demon Lord and take Claimant's place, Rimuru stated. Yes, everyone responded. While I deal with him, you guys will handle the aftermath with Falmouth and figure out how to rescue Carrion from Claimant's castle. Then I shall gather info on our current military strength so we can plan the attack, Benimaru proposed. Good, do just that. Shun, interrogate the war prisoners, Yuma and Juran, go with her, Rimuru instructed. Yes, the three replied. Oh, and you three Beastketeers will train for the upcoming battle. Yes, the three Beastketeers answered. Papa is so cool. Shinsho cheered. I know, sweetie, Shizu smiled. This is a bit embarrassing, but keep the praise coming, Rimuru thought. Just then, Fuse rushed in alongside Cavil's party, intending to assist with the Falmouth invasion, only to realize it was already over. Ellen, however, was far more distracted by the revelation that Rimuru and Shizu had a daughter. Notice, a group led by King Gazelle is heading this way, Raphael reported. Everyone went outside to greet King Gazelle, but as they did, they sensed a small group of strangers approaching from the side. Who are you people? Show your faces now, Gazelle demanded. Bold words coming from the king who lives in a cave, a voice called out as the leader removed his hood. Oh, it's you, Elalude, Gazelle said. Enough. None of you are going to hurt her. Am I right, Rimuru-sama? Azrael asked. Suddenly, a small glowing light came flying toward Rimuru. It was Ramiris. What a cute little fairy. Shinsho giggled. Ramiris explained that Clayman was convincing the other demon lords to vote on eliminating Rimuru, and that a demon lord banquet, Walpurgis, was scheduled to take place in 3 days on the night of the new moon. After digesting the news, the group moved to the inn to eat dinner and continue their strategy session. Sue. Rimuru called. Rimuru-sama, Sue responded, appearing instantly. Give us the report on Clayman's army. Yes. If you will all close your eyes. Everyone closed their eyes, and Sue shared his visual reconnaissance. An army of 30,000 was stationed within Milim's domain. Juran identified their commander as Yamza. The army didn't appear to be marching directly toward Tempest, prompting Rimuru to check on Eurasania, where refugees were still gathered. Answer, I believe Clayman's goal is to awaken as a true demon lord, Raphael analyzed. Clayman is planning to use the refugee souls to awaken. Rimuru realized. Everyone gasped. That's so cruel. Even I have to admit Leon was much nicer than that, Shizu remarked. Damn that Clayman. He's one step ahead of us. Rimuru cursed. What do we do? We won't make it back in time. Sophia panicked. Raphael. Do you have anything that can get us there fast? Yes. I have already developed a skill specifically for this occasion. Listen. I have a skill that can transport our army there instantly. Rimuru announced. Really, the Beastketeers exclaimed. That's my Rimuru for you. Always full of surprises, Shizu smiled. Yeah. Papa is the coolest. Shinsho cheered. Thank you, sweetie. Now we just need to prepare. Is that clear? Rimuru commanded. Yes, Rimuru-sama. Chapter 41, Roles and Demon Lords. After concluding the meeting, Rimuru pondered how to handle Clayman directly. Shun offered a suggestion. Rimuru-sama, why don't we attend Walpurgis and beat up Clayman and anyone else who stands in our way? Beating up Clayman isn't a bad idea, but let's not pick fights with the others, okay? Sakura advised. She's right, let's just focus on Clayman, Rimuru agreed. Yes. Shun replied. Ramiris, is it possible for me to attend Walpurgis? Rimuru asked. Sure, but you can only bring up to 2 attendants, Ramiris clarified. 2, who? Who should I bring? Rimuru thought. Right, I'll take Azrael and Shizu with me to Walpurgis. Understood, Azrael bowed. You can count on me, Rimuru, Shizu said. And I have roles for the rest of you as well. Rimuru assigned the remaining tasks. Benimaru, Shun, and Carrera lead the main army into battle against Clayman's forces. Diawolo and Testarossa escort Yume and his party to Falmouth to establish his ascension to the throne. Ultima, travel to the Western Holy Church to monitor their movements. Sakura, Shuna, Sue, and Hakuro infiltrate Claimant's castle to rescue Carrion. You all have your assignments. Make sure you complete them. Rimuru ordered. Yes, everyone declared. The following day, Tempest's military and Eurasania's forces were teleported directly to the battlefield, while the other strike teams departed for their respective missions. Rimuru and Ramiris remained behind to await the start of Walpurgis. Hey, before we go, I'd like to know more about the other demon lords, Rimuru asked Veldora and Ramiris. Well, I don't remember everything, but many years ago I fought a female vampire demon lord, Veldora recalled. Is she strong? She was strong enough to be a playmate for me, so be careful. What was her name again? Veldora scratched his head. Right. Anyone else? Rimuru pressed. There's a giant demon lord named Gruel, Veldora continued. He was also strong enough to fight me, though I doubt he could win against me now. Uncle Veldora is so strong. Shinsho praised. Thank you, Shinsho. But I wouldn't say I'm completely unmatched, because there's one demon lord named Guy Crimson who is a true demon, Veldora explained. Is that strong? Rimuru asked. Guy is one of the oldest demon lords in existence, and he's a primordial just like Diawolo, Ramiris added. I see. It would be best not to engage him carelessly, Shizu noted. Agreed. Who else? Rimuru asked. I don't know, Veldora shrugged. His name is Dino. That guy just sleeps all the time, Ramiris offered. So he's like you, huh? Rimuru teased. Like hell he is. Ramiris fumed. Hey, so Dino hasn't changed one bit, Azrael chuckled. Right, you know the angels, don't you? Rimuru asked Azrael. Yup. I can't wait to see the look on his face when he sees me, Azrael smirked. Side story, Ice Continent. Far to the north lay the Ice Continent, home to two of the most powerful beings in the world. Standing before the massive gates of ice was a man with long blonde hair. The gates were opened by two giant demons, and two maids stepped forward to escort him inside to the throne room. Guy-sama, Leon-sama has arrived to see you, Misery announced. It's been far too long, Leon, Guy Crimson greeted him from his throne. Why did you call me here, Guy? Leon asked directly. Come now, don't be so cold. I actually missed you, you know, Guy said, leaning in close. Leon pushed him away immediately. Man, you are so boring. If you prefer, I can always turn into a woman, Guy teased. That's enough. Leon snapped. All right, let's talk elsewhere. Rain, Misery, prepare some wine, Guy ordered. Yes, Guy-sama, the maids replied. They stepped out onto the balcony to discuss Claimant's schemes. Guy brought up Rimuru's name, mentioning that Ramiris had informed him of the slime's actions. Ramiris, you say? I dislike that fairy. I've often thought about strangling her, Leon said flatly. Ha ha ha. Restrain yourself, because if you kill Ramiris, I'll become your enemy, Guy laughed. Don't worry, I won't. I'm not about to pick a fight with you knowing I can't win, Leon replied. So modest. By the way, I heard that the storm dragon Veldora has been revived, Leon mentioned. Just then, a tear in space opened, and a woman with long white hair stepped through. My eye, now that is a rumor I'd be interested in hearing, she remarked. If it isn't the white ice dragon, Velzard, Leon acknowledged. It's good to see you too, Leon, Velzard said sarcastically. Jealous yet, Leon? Guy smirked. Nope. Anyway, what were you saying about my little brother? Velzard asked. The three discussed the situation, coming to the conclusion that they would attend Walpurgis to see Rimuru for themselves. This Rimuru could be behind that power surge I sensed 2 years ago, Velzard mused. Well, we'll find out when he attends Walpurgis, Guy said. Right. Then I'll be taking my leave, Leon said. Oh, and before I forget, Jorn has gone missing from my territory. Guy and Velzard looked at him in shock. What? Guy shouted. How is that possible? Velzard gasped. I'm sure you two can guess who was involved, Leon said before teleporting away. Velzard, let's get ready, Guy declared. Right. For Walpurgis. Chapter 42, Battle Between Two Armies. Clayman's army advanced toward the ruined city of Eurasania, unaware that Tempest's forces had already laid a trap. Geld, now! Benimaru ordered via telepathy. Everyone, attack! Earthquake stomp! Geld bellowed. The orcs activated the skill simultaneously, causing the ground beneath Clayman's vanguard to collapse into massive fissures. Tempest immediately capitalized on the chaos. Albus, engage Yamza. Sufia, handle the Dragon Faithful. Phobio, take down the clowns. Benimaru commanded. Over on the Dragon Faithful side. Weak. They are also weak. How could Clayman's forces be this pathetic? Midray grumbled. Calm down, Father Midray. Besides, we have our own fight to prepare for, Hermes advised. I know. Tempest's army is truly impressive, I bet they'll make things fun for me, Midray grinned. Sufia flew in alongside Gabiru's sky forces toward the Dragon Faithful. Elsewhere, Phobio located the clowns and engaged them, with Geld teleporting in to assist him. Meanwhile, at Yamza's command tent. Report! The army is being completely overwhelmed. What do we do? A commander panicked. Damn it! I'll have to ask Adalman to reinforce us. But there's no time. That just leaves one option. Yamza thought. Buy us time. I'm going to retrieve Adalman and return. But sir, Adalman is. Do you have a better idea? Yamza barked. The soldier fell silent. Yamza stepped outside to teleport, only to discover a space-blocking barrier rendered his magic useless. Returning to his tent, he found his command staff already slain. Outside stood Albus. Yamza drew his blade and engaged her, relying on underhanded tricks, but Albus easily outmatched him, shattering both of his arms. Surrender now or die. Albus commanded. Fine. I surrender, Yamza groaned. As he spoke, his broken arms moved involuntarily, pulling an orb from his coat and forcing it down his throat despite his screams. His body began to swell and mutate, transforming into an incomplete, yet highly dangerous, form of Charybdis. Damn that Clayman! Turning his own subordinate into this monster? Albus cursed. What do I do? I might survive this, but the soldiers below will be wiped out. I have to destroy it here. This is a violation of orders, Albus, a calm voice echoed from above. Did I not tell you to withdraw if you couldn't win? Benimaru descended, swinging his sword in a swift vertical arc that bisected Charybdis. He coated the severed halves in black flames to neutralize its regeneration. Charybdis, you would have been a fine opponent in your complete form. But I have a war to win, so I'll end this now, Benimaru said, raising his hand. Begone! Hell flare! A dome of intense heat incinerated Charybdis entirely, leaving no ash behind. Seeing their commander wiped out so effortlessly, the remaining soldiers of Clayman's army surrendered on the spot, though the clowns managed to slip away into the confusion. Chapter 43, Castle. While Benimaru secured the field in Eurasania, Sakura, Shuna, Sue, and Hakuro made their way toward Clayman's castle to rescue Carrion. As they navigated the surrounding lands, Sakura paused. Everyone! I think we just walked into a trap. Sakura warned. I don't sense anything, Sue reported, checking his threads. Look around us. Shuna urged. A massive horde of skeletal warriors burst from the ground, encircling them completely. What? How did they conceal their presence from us? Hakuro asked. Someone intentionally lured us here, Shuna noted. You're right, daughter. Look over there. Sakura pointed. A skeleton clad in elaborate priestly vestment stepped forward, radiating immense magicules. That's him, isn't it? The index finger, a Dalman, Shuna identified. I see you know who I am, a Dalman intoned. Then kindly surrender your lives. You cannot win against my legion. We'll see about that. Hakuro shouted, rushing a Dalman. An undead knight stepped in, parrying his strike. Oh ho! You still retain your swordsmanship even in death, Hakuro observed. Sue attempted a flank strike against a Dalman, but was intercepted by a resurrected death dragon. Sue deployed his steel thread to sever the dragon, but the beast reassembled itself instantly. It's no use, Sue. Sakura called out. The dragon's core is bound to a Dalman. It will keep regenerating as long as he stands. Mother is right. Let me handle a Dalman. You two focus on your opponents, Shuna instructed. Right. Best of luck to you, Hakuro and Sue agreed, drawing their targets away. You can do this, my child, Sakura encouraged. Ha! If you think a monster can defeat me, you are sorely mistaken. A Dalman declared, raising his staff to unleash his army on Shuna. Shuna cast Alignment Field, driving back the skeletal forces. As the divine magic radiated from her, she detected a subtle curse mark placed upon a Dalman soul. You don't appear to be serving Clayman willingly, am I right? Shuna asked. You are correct, a Dalman admitted. A powerful demon lord placed this spell upon me long ago, and I was subsequently passed down to Clayman. I see. What a pity. Enough talk. Prepare yourself. A Dalman unleashed a barrage of high-tier spells, but Shuna countered each one effortlessly, eventually activating Holy Bell to stun him. Impossible. How can a monster cast high-level holy magic? A Dalman gasped. My faith and devotion to my master grant me this power, Shuna answered softly. Your master? Shuna explained her absolute devotion to Rimuru, detailing his nature and their nation. A Dalman listened in silence as the divine energy washed over him. To think I lost sight of true faith for so long. A Dalman murmured. For your sincerity, I shall set you free, Shuna said. Unleashing a focused burst of holy magic, Shuna shattered the curse controlling a Dalman, freeing both him and his bound retainers. Realizing his newfound clarity, a Dalman knelt before Shuna, asking if he might worship Rimuru as his new god. Shuna offered a gentle nod in agreement. With a Dalman now serving as an ally, he turned to lead the group directly into Clayman's fortress. I'm so proud of you, my daughter. Sakura beamed. Thank you, mother. Now, let's go finish our job, Shuna replied. Yes, everyone declared. Chapter 44, Walpurgis, Part 1. With only a few minutes left until Walpurgis, Shizu turned to her daughter. Shinsho, you stay here with your uncle Veldora, okay? Shizu asked softly. Okay. Shinsho cheered. She's such a sweet little girl, Rimuru smiled, watching her. I know, Shizu replied, before looking at Rimuru with a touch of concern. Still, are you a bit nervous about this? A bit, yeah. We're going into a place where all the demon lords are gathering, and you can bet that some of them are incredibly strong, especially Guy Crimson. True, Shizu agreed. As Rael chimed in, then why don't you show him your memory of Veldanava? What? Rimuru blinked. Are you sure that's a good idea? Shizu asked, raising an eyebrow. Yes, as Rael insisted. Guy may be prideful, but he respects Veldanava. Letting him in on this won't cause too much trouble. I hope you're right, Rimuru muttered. When time was up, a giant gate appeared inside the office. The heavy doors slowly creaked open, and a green-haired maid stepped out. "Hello. I have come to take you all to Walpurgis," Misery announced respectfully. "I take it you are Rimuru Tempest? My master, Guy-sama, is waiting to see you." "Right," Rimuru nodded. Leaving Veldora and Shinsho behind, the group stepped through the gate. Upon arriving at the Grand Hall, Rimuru took a seat close to him. Looking directly across the room, he caught sight of two figures radiating immense aura. Oh boy! That must be Guy Crimson, but who's the woman next to him with equal power? Rimuru wondered. Guy glanced over, a smirk tugging at his lips. Is that Orion? Now this might get interesting. Moments later, a giant walked in and took his seat, followed by a vampire. However, Rimuru was far more focused on the vampire's maid. Notice, the maid appears to possess more magicules than Demon Lord Roy Valentine. That means she must be the one Veldora fought in the past, Rimuru realized. Better stay quiet for now. Next, Dino slouched into the room. The moment his eyes landed on Azrael, he quickly avoided eye contact, practically diving toward his seat and slamming his head down onto the table. No way! Why is Orion here? Dino panicked internally. Azrael smirked, sending a mental jab. Surprise, Dino! Did you miss me? When Fry arrived, Rimuru noticed her attendant wearing a distinct lion mask. Is that Carrion? Shizu whispered. It could be, but let's stay quiet for now, Rimuru whispered back. Suddenly, someone approached from behind Shizu. Sensing the familiar presence, she froze. Well, Shizu. It's been a long time, Leon Cromwell greeted coolly. Leon, you asshole. Shizu snapped, pulling back her fist to punch him. Azrael quickly stepped in, catching her fist mid-air. Once Shizu managed to calm down, Leon turned without another word and walked to his seat. Finally, Milim entered the room. Walking alongside her, holding a fox, was Clayman. Move faster! Clayman barked, brutally striking Milim across the head. The entire room watched the display. Some were shocked, others confused, but Rimuru, Shizu, Azrael, and Velzad flared with anger. Thank you all for coming, Clayman declared smugly. Let us get this meeting underway, shall we? Chapter 45, Walpurgis, Part 2. Once all the demon lords were seated, Guy ordered Rain to begin the proceedings. I shall begin with the introductions, Rain announced clearly. Guy Crimson, Lord of Darkness. Ramiris, Pixie of the Labyrinth. Milim Nova, the Destroyer. De Gruel, the Earthquake. Roy Valentine, the Bloody Lord. Dino, the Sleeping Ruler. Leon Cromwell, the Platinum Saber. Fry, the Sky Queen. Clayman, Marionette Master. Rimuru Tempest, UN titled. Special guest, Velzad, the White Ice Dragon. So she's Veldora's sister, the Ice Dragon, Rimuru noted. Better stay on her good side. Clayman stood up from his seat, puffing out his chest. I would like to thank you all for coming. Now, to business. Clayman began his grand speech, weaving tales about Carrion's supposed betrayal, the death of Mjurin, and Rimuru's self-proclaimed evolution into a demon lord. However, none of the listeners were interested. Most knew he was lying and were simply playing along. Clayman concluded his speech with a theatrical gesture. Therefore, I demand his immediate execution. Would our guest like to say something? Rain offered. Rimuru stood up, locking eyes with him. You said your name was Clayman, right? You're a liar. What? Clayman sputtered. First of all, Mjurin is alive, and I have no interest in the status that comes with being a demon lord, Rimuru stated plainly. Second, Carrion doesn't seem like the scheming type. Huh? You think such an excuse will work? Clayman sneered. You only act confident because you have the storm dragon on your side. You're wrong. Veldora is not a tool for me to use. He is my friend, Rimuru replied firmly. Friday? Clayman trailed off, genuinely confused. Velzard observed the exchange quietly. So he and my little brother are friends? This is getting interesting. Not only that, Rimuru continued, your evidence relies entirely on your subordinate's report. That's not very solid, don't you think? He has a point, de Gruel agreed neutrally. Big words. Clayman snapped. I bet you let a demon possess her corpse. Says the guy who kept her heart trapped all these years, Rimuru countered. You bastard! Clayman yelled, turning to the table. All of you. How much longer are we going to let this slime run his mouth? He has been using the storm drag. Before he could finish, Rimuru kicked a heavy chair straight past Clayman's head, smashing it against the wall to shut him up. I told you, Veldora is my friend, Rimuru said, his voice dropping an octave. And I'm only here to take you down, Clayman, because you threatened my home. That makes you my enemy. Guy leaned forward, resting his chin on his hands. Hey, you. Do you really intend to be a demon lord? Yes, Rimuru answered without hesitation. To protect my friends and family. Besides, in the eyes of humans, I am already a demon lord. Very well, then, Guy decided. Since everyone is here, if you can beat Clayman, we'll let you assume the title of demon lord. Keeping it simple, huh? That works for me, Rimuru smiled. Clayman sneered, shaking his head. I must admit, I was hoping not to fight, but oh well. Milim. Milim stepped up to Clayman's side, ready to fight. Chapter 46, Walpurgis, Part 3. On one side stood Rimuru, Shizu, and Azrael. On the other side stood Clayman, a puppet, a fox, two magical beasts, and Milim. Shit, we're outnumbered. Rimuru thought. Hang on. 3 against 6 is unfair. Ramiris shouted from across the room. Let me help even it out a bit. Beretta. Yes, Ramiris-sama. Beretta responded, instantly stepping up to Rimuru's side. Before the clash could begin, Velzard called out, Hold on. I too shall fight alongside Rimuru. After all, what kind of sister would I be if I let my brother's friend die? You have no problem with that, right, Guy? Do as you wish, Guy waved off. With Velzard joining Rimuru's side, the battle officially erupted. Velzard held off Milim, Shizu, and Rimuru handled the magical beasts, Beretta engaged the puppet, and Azrael took on Clayman. Rimuru's side quickly gained the upper hand, but Milim managed to slip past Velzard, charging straight toward Rimuru at blinding speed. Warning, incoming disaster. Crap, I can't dodge. I might survive the hit, but this is going to hurt. Rimuru braced himself. He closed his eyes, preparing for impact, when a small voice cried out, Papa. Rimuru opened his eyes to a chaotic sight. Veldora was hovering in the air holding Shinsho, taking the full brunt of Milim's punch to the back of his head. He slowly set Shinsho down, rubbing his scalp frantically. Holy wow, that really hurts. Veldora yelled. Why did you do that, you meanie? Ouch! What are Veldora and my daughter doing here? Rimuru's jaw dropped. Veldora. Shinsho. What are you guys doing here? Well. Veldora began sheepishly. He explained that Shinsho had been sleeping soundly until she started calling out Papa repeatedly. A tear in space suddenly opened up, sucking them both directly into the hall. I see. Rimuru sighed. Papa, I was so worried that you might die and leave me, Shinsho whimpered, tears pooling in her eyes. My daughter is just too sweet and innocent. I must not make her sad, no matter the cost. I promise, sweetie, I won't leave you, Rimuru reassured her softly. Veldora, keep her safe while I finish this fight. You got it. Veldora nodded. Go win this, Papa and Mama. Shinsho cheered. Energized by her words, Rimuru and Shizu quickly defeated the magical beasts and freed the fox from Clayman's control. Look after the fox, dear, and go wait with Shinsho and Veldora, Rimuru requested. Sure thing, dear, Shizu smiled, heading over to the group. Beretta finished off the puppet, leaving only Clayman, who was being completely outmatched by Azrael. Desperate and battered, Clayman screamed out his final order. Milim! Activate your stampede now. I don't care who, just kill everybody. Too bad for you, Clayman, Rimuru thought. That's not happening. Why in the world would I do that? Milim asked, casually dropping her serious posture. Rimuru and Shizu are my friends. What? Before Clayman could finish his sentence, Milim slammed him face first into the floor. That was for hitting me earlier. Milim huffed. Finally had enough fun, huh? Rimuru chuckled. Yup. Milim grinned. Chapter 47, Walpurgis, Part 4. With the combat brought to an end, Carrion stepped out from behind his disguise, and the demon lords began chatting casually among themselves. Veldora did his best to avoid his sister, though his efforts were entirely futile. Azrael tried to strike up a conversation with Dino, but since Dino kept pretending to be asleep, Azrael turned to talk with Guy instead. Velzad walked up to Rimuru. Rimuru, I must say, I'm beginning to understand why my brother likes you so much. You truly are something else. Thank you, Rimuru replied modestly. And by the way, why do you have such an adorable daughter? Velzad beamed. I know, right? Isn't she just the cutest? Rimuru agreed happily. While they chatted, Clayman lay battered on the floor. Ignored by everyone, his desperation triggered an unexpected force, allowing him to undergo a complete evolution. So he's finally done it, huh? Rimuru noted as a dark aura erupted. He has awakened. Fry gasped. That power, it's far stronger than I could have imagined. Carrion warned. We'll fight him together. No, let me handle this, Rimuru interrupted smoothly. But he can do this, Carrion. Trust him, Shizu assured. Yeah. Papa can do it. Shinsho cheered. Carrion smiled slightly. All right, but you better not lose. Rimuru nodded and stepped toward the mutated demon lord. We're ending this now, Clayman. Yes. And I will be victorious. Clayman roared. Despite his newfound strength, Clayman was completely outclassed, and Rimuru brought the fight to a decisive end by consuming him with Beelzebub, Lord of Gluttony. Guy stepped into the center of the room. The match is over, and Rimuru is now a demon lord. Any objections? No one objected. Roy muttered under his breath that the result was ridiculous, but Veldora caught the comment and stepped right up to his face. In doing so, Veldora accidentally exposed the maid standing beside Roy as the true demon lord, Luminous Valentine. Guy turned back to the room. Does anyone else have something they wish to say? Fry raised her hand. Everyone, I would like to relinquish my title as demon lord and serve under Milim. Milim immediately spat out the tea she was drinking. De Gruel calmly handed her his handkerchief. What a nice guy, that De Gruel, Rimuru thought. Wait! I didn't hear anything about this. Milim protested. Carrion raised his hand as well, announcing his intention to step down and join Milim's domain alongside Fry. Despite Milim's frantic protests, she was ultimately outvoted and forced to accept them as her subordinates. Shinsho tilted her head, looking around the room. Say, doesn't that mean there are only 8 demon lords now? An uncomfortable silence fell over the room as the demon lords realized they would need to rename their group. Not wanting to deal with the trouble, Guy dumped the responsibility straight onto Rimuru. Rimuru tried to refuse, but Guy backed him into a corner until he finally relented. Fine, how about Octogram? Rimuru suggested. Everyone nodded in agreement. For his official title, Rimuru was designated as Chaos Creator. Shizu walked up to him with a soft smile. Well done, my love. You survived a disaster. I know, Rimuru sighed, completely exhausted. With the official business concluded, most of the demon lords departed, leaving behind Guy, Velzad, Milim, Ramiris, Rimuru, and their immediate companions. Time for the real meeting, Rimuru said. Ready. Let's begin, Guy agreed. With that, Rimuru shared his memories of Veldanava and Lucia. Chapter 48, Walpurgis, End. After reviewing the memories of Veldanava, Velzad was the first to speak up. So a fragment of my brother's soul is inside of you. Yes, Rimuru confirmed. Will my brother be able to return? Velzad asked softly. I don't know. Guy shrugged. All we can do is wait. Besides, Rimuru here is technically your brother now, right? Velzad's face lit up. You're right. I have a new little brother. You seem a little too happy about that, Guy noted dryly. Shizu held Shinsho in her arms, cradling the small fox from earlier. I'm sure there's another reason, right? Let me guess, my daughter. Rimuru chuckled. Of course. Velzad squealed. How could I not want to be related to someone as adorable and innocent as her? Really? Thank you, Auntie. Shinsho gave her a huge smile. The bright smile shot straight through Velzad's heart, and she immediately swooped in to cuddle her new niece. So, what now? Milim asked. We'll keep Rimuru's memory of Veldanava a secret for now, Guy instructed. It will only be released when the time is right. Everyone agreed with the plan. It was nearly time for Rimuru's group to return, but Velzad insisted on playing with Shinsho a bit longer, so they decided to share a meal before departing. Meanwhile, in the Lubelius inner sanctum, Laplace was sneaking through the quiet corridors while the demon lords were away. The boss is such a slave driver, Laplace complained under his breath. Well, at least nothing dangerous is here. As he rounded a corner, a stern figure emerged from the shadows. Laplace froze in complete panic. Hinata Sakaguchi. How dare you sneak into the holy sanctuary? Prepare to die. Hinata declared, drawing her blade. Goodbye. Laplace screamed, sprinting out of the building. Damn it. Even if the demon lord isn't around, that woman is terrifying. He thought, dashing into the surrounding forest. Before he could gain more distance, Roy Valentine materialized in front of him. You again? Roy sneered. You worms sure love to cause trouble, don't you? What are you talking about? Laplace asked defensively. You don't know? Your friend Clayman is dead, and he won't be coming back. What? Roy mockingly detailed Clayman's final moments. Enraged, Laplace lost his cool and lunged at Roy. Because it was the night of the new moon, Roy was severely weakened and was quickly beaten to a pulp. Just as Laplace raised his fist for a fatal blow, Ultima stepped out from the trees, blocking the attack effortlessly. Who are you? How did you stop my attack? Laplace gasped. Wouldn't you like to know? Ultima giggled. Roy looked up, clutching his wounds. Aren't you Violet? That name is so outdated, Ultima chided. I am Ultima now, the name granted to me by the great Rimuru-sama. What? Both Laplace and Roy exclaimed. You're a primordial. Eek, I'm out of here. Laplace shrieked, fleeing into the trees at full speed. Ultima cast a quick healing spell on Roy before teleporting away, leaving the vampire thoroughly baffled. What in the world just happened? Roy muttered, rubbing his head. Meanwhile, on the journey to Falmouth, Diablo and Testarossa traveled alongside Yoon's party. Inside their carriage, Diawlo looked over at their captive. Well, well. Shin is quite the handful, isn't she? Diawlo mused. Indeed, Testarossa agreed, lifting King Edmurus's severed head by the hair. To think even restoration magic couldn't fix this right away. How troublesome. This requires something far more drastic, so do try to bear with it, Diawlo told Archbishop Rahim. Rahim let out a blood-curdling scream as the magical restructuring took hold. In another carriage, Hume listened to the distant screams. You think those three are going to make it to Falmouth in one piece? Can't say they were in one piece to begin with, Grucius replied dryly. Good point. Back in Diawlo's carriage, Rahim panted heavily, checking his reattached limbs. Ah, my body is fixed. Thank you for your mercy, Diawlo Sam. Shut up and cover yourself, you piece of trash, Diawlo cut him off coldly. Testarossa turned her gaze to the corner. All right, who's next? Please restore the king before me. Raisin begged, trembling violently. Ah yes, Ramen. I mean Raisin, Diawlo corrected lightly. I hope you understand that asking a favor from me comes at a steep price. Same goes for me, Testarossa added with a sweet, dangerous smile. That's right, these two are primordial demons, Noir and Blanc, Raisin realized in absolute horror. What's even more terrifying is that these monsters serve a master. We made a grave mistake. Our kingdom has awakened a true demon lord. Once his body was fully restored, Raisin dropped to his knees and bowed deeply. Please? Let me be your servant. I offer my entire life, and in exchange, I ask that you show mercy to King Edmurus. I agree as well. Rahim pleaded. I wish to be of service to you. King Edmurus watched from the bench, realizing their only survival lay in total submission. I too wish to be of service to you in any way you desire. Very well, Diawlo smiled. As long as you three serve me well, I won't touch a hair on your heads. Activating Azazel, Lord of Temptation, Diawlo bound their souls to his absolute authority. Testarossa tilted her head. Is it all right to spare them? I can find plenty of uses for them. Don't worry, Diawlo replied smoothly. Very well then. I won't argue. Chapter 49, Return to Tempest. After finishing their meals, the group prepared to leave the Grand Hall. Velzad pulled Rimuru aside, smiling pleasantly. Rimuru, if you ever need someone to take care of Shinsho while you're busy, be sure to let me know first, okay? Rimuru felt a chill run down his spine as she tilted her head. That is a great idea. I'll do just that. Wonderful. Goodbye Shinsho, I hope to see you again. Velzad waved cheerfully. Bye-bye, Auntie. Shinsho called back. Stepping through the gate, they arrived on the grassy hill overlooking Tempest. Are you okay, my love? Shizu asked, holding his hand. Note to self, never, ever get on Velzad's bad side, Rimuru shuddered. Agreed, everyone chimed in unanimously. Anyway, let's go. I'm sure everyone is eager to see us, Rimuru said. They walked down the hill and entered the city streets, where the citizens stood lined up in two perfectly straight rows, bowing in unison. Did they rehearse this while we were away? Rimuru wondered. Rigard rushed forward, bowing deeply. Rimuru-sama. You have returned. Yes, I'm glad to be back. Diawlo stepped out from the crowd. I am pleased to hear of your ascension to the octagram, Rimuru-sama. Who? Diawlo, why are you here? Shouldn't you be in Falmouth? Rimuru asked. Allow me to give you my report. Let's go inside first, Rimuru suggested. They gathered inside the mansion, where Haruna brought out small plates of pudding. Shinsho and Veldora immediately began digging in with enthusiasm. Before you give your report, Diawlo, how did you know about my ascension to the octagram, and how did your timing overlap so perfectly with my return? Rimuru asked, narrowing his eyes. It was Veldora-sama who informed me, Diawlo revealed calmly. Veldora froze mid-bite. Oh. Well, would you look at the time? I gotta go. He tried to leap up, but Rimuru and Shizu instantly pushed him back down onto the couch. Shinsho giggled. Oh. Uncle Veldora is being bad. It's not what you think, Shinsho. Veldora panicked. Where do you think you're going? Shizu asked, her voice laced with a gentle terror. Yeah, buddy. What's the big hurry? Rimuru added. Well, you see. Veldora stammered. Like hell you will. Rimuru and Shizu yelled in unison. Don't bet into other people's work. No more pudding for you. Rimuru declared, grabbing his plate. Haruna, Veldora is officially banned from snacks for a while, Shizu instructed. What? That's so cruel. Veldora wailed, curling into a ball on the sofa while Shinsho patted his head to comfort him. Rimuru turned back to Diawlo. So, Diawlo, your report. I hope nothing went wrong. Rest assured, Rimuru-sama. Everything went entirely according to plan. Chapter 50, Diawlo's Report. Flashback to Falmouth. Diawlo and Testarossa arrived in the kingdom of Falmouth alongside Yume's party. Raisin and Rahim carried the mangled body of King Edmurus into the throne room, where the anxious nobles ordered their royal priests and mags to heal him. I cannot heal his majesty, the head priest panicked. Magic and potions aren't working. No way, a noble gasped. Is he even still alive? Look at him, another cried. He is alive, but there are no wounds, the priest explained. It's as if his body was reconstructed this way from the start. The room fell into absolute chaos. Regular recovery potions won't work, Raisin announced, stepping forward. His entire body was rewritten. Oh, you're awake, Shogo, a noble noted. No, I am not Shogo, Raisin corrected. I am Raisin. I took Shogo's body to survive. Survive from what? Raisin recounted the destruction of their army and the resurrection of Veldora the Storm Dragon. Horrified murmurs rippled through the hall as the nobles panicked. Rahim stepped forward to address the court. We were saved. Rahim. You're safe too, a noble exclaimed. But what do you mean, saved? Who could possibly save you from the Storm Dragon? Raisin and I tried to protect the king, Rahim explained. Just as we fell into despair, a single figure stepped between us and the dragon. He is the ruler of monsters, Rimuru Tempest, and he easily calmed the Storm Dragon down. Impossible. The heavy doors to the throne room swung open. Yume stepped inside, accompanied by his companions, Diawlo and Testarossa. Who are you? How did you get in here? A noble demanded. Rahim bowed his head. I apologize for the late introduction. This is Yume. He is the only one who can act as a bridge between us and the ruler of monsters. Please hear him out. Yume stepped forward, explaining that Falmouth's foolish actions had angered Veldora, but Rimuru was willing to offer peace terms to prevent the dragon from destroying their kingdom. While most of the nobles wavered in fear, an arrogant minister named Carla slammed his fist on the table. What kind of insolent remark is that? Carla shouted. The kingdom will never yield to monster trash. If anything, you should manipulate this Rimuru into serving our demands. Raisin opened his mouth to warn him, but Testarossa moved in a blur. In a fraction of a second, Carlos's head slid cleanly off his shoulders, hitting the floor with a thud. You may insult us, Testarossa whispered softly, wiping her blade, but never insult our master. Do you hear me, insects? The nobles turned pale, nodding frantically in absolute terror. Diawlo stepped up to the throne and poured a full potion over King Edmurus, instantly restoring his body. He then presented the three-piece options to the court. Pay massive war reparations. Submit to becoming a vassal state. Continue the war and face total annihilation. You have 1 week to prepare your answer. Understood. Diawolo instructed smoothly. What? Could you please give us more time? A noble began to plead. Diawolo and Testarossa narrowed their eyes, unleashing a fraction of their aura that completely silenced the room. Without another word, the 2 demons turned and walked out. Flashback end. And that concludes my report, Diawolo finished with a polite bow. What in the world is wrong with these demons? Rimuru thought, sweat dropping as he smiled nervously. Chapter 51 Hinata and Luminous. While Rimuru was listening to Diawolo's report on Falmouth, Hinata was strolling down the streets of Lubelius, thinking about what happened between Rimuru and Shizu. She was walking up to the inner sanctuary when Louis came out to talk to her. Hinata asked, Louis? Is something the matter? Louis replied, last night you encountered a clown trying to sneak in, right? Hinata said, yes. Did something happen? Louis answered, my brother Roy was almost killed by that clown. Hinata gasped, what? Louis continued, fortunately he was saved, but the person who saved him was someone Lumina-sama knows all too well, and they are not friends. Hinata asked, who? Louis explained, one of the 7 primordial demons. The purple primordial, Violet. Hinata was confused at why a primordial would save a subordinate of someone she hates. That was when Louis said he would explain more when they gathered at Luminous Chambers. They entered the room and saw Luminous in a bad mood. She told them it was Veldora who caused this and continued to explain the rest of what happened at Walpurgis. Louis said, to think the evil dragon has been revived. How troublesome. Luminous agreed, indeed. And Rimuru has become a demon lord. We must think about how to deal with that. So I want you all to give me your honest opinions. Louis suggested, with his rise to demon lord, the Western nations will obviously unite to confront them. It would be best to just let them deal with him. Roy interjected, that won't be possible. Louis asked, why is that? Luminous explained, because Rimuru wants to coexist with humans, meaning he will protect them and live happily in his nation. He boldly declared it in front of us. Hinata added, and about Veldora? If it comes down to it, I will deal with him. Luminous replied, Hinata, you can't win against him. He is a true dragon, and I am sure I don't need to explain further. Hinata stopped questioning and changed the topic to Rimuru's nation and how fast it was developing, noting that they might attract the angels, leading to a great Tenma war. Luminous sighed, yeah, there is also that. But making Rimuru and Veldora our enemies would be even more troublesome. Roy said, good call, Lumina-sama. Hinata asked, I understand, but I have one last thing to ask. Luminous, while hugging her pillow, responded, what? You still have a question? Hinata said, Rimuru may have a grudge against me because I tried to kill him, thinking he killed my teacher Shizu. Roy revealed, well, I can tell you this. Your teacher is doing fine, as well as her and Rimuru's daughter. Hinata froze in shock, I see that? Wait. What? Daughter. Luminous giggled, oops, guess I left that part out, didn't I? She then told Hinata about Rimuru and Shizu's daughter, which left her completely speechless. Luminous instructed, Louis, put Hinata in bed, would you? Louis replied, yes, Lumina-sama. Luminous turned around, now then, Roy. Tell me about Violet. Roy bowed, hi, Lumina-sama. And with that, Hinata was taken to her room by Louis, while Roy told Luminous about his encounter the previous night with the clown and Violet, who had been renamed Ultima. Luminous thought to herself, things are getting way too out of hand. I need a nice, long nap. Chapter 52 Falmouth Peace Treaty. The nobles of Falmouth were currently in a meeting to discuss how they planned to move forward after accepting Tempest's terms to pay reparations. Noble 1 shouted, Your Majesty, the compensation is outrageous. 10,000 stellar gold coins? That is 1 million gold coins. Noble 2 agreed, he is correct. That is equivalent to 20% of our annual tax revenue. Noble 3 added, the Western Holy Church won't just sit by and ignore all this. Noble 2 said, not only that, but Hinata is likely to show up too. Noble 1 suggested, and what about the hero, Lightspeed Masayuki? Noble 3 smiled, excellent idea. We should send word to the hero and let these monsters know their place. Noble 1 turned, Your Majesty. King Edmurus spoke, I have heard your thoughts, but this war was not for the sake of our people. It was for my own greed. If I had listened to my advisors, none of this would have. Edward interrupted, Brother. I mean, Your Majesty. How could a proud king like yourself admit defeat so easily? Edmurus stated, My pride? Edward. In front of the evil dragon, my pride is just a mere pile of ashes. And those of you who saw the state I was in should know. Edward asked softly, Brother. Edmurus continued, There is no way out of this mess, so I ask each and every one of you to make the right choice. Suddenly, a guard came rushing in. Guard 1 reported, Your Majesty, I came to deliver an urgent report from the guild regarding the demon lords. Edmurus commanded, Speak. Guard 1 reported, the monster ruler, Rimuru Tempest, has declared himself a demon lord. Noble 1 gasped, What? He did. Noble 2 smirked, Wait, this is perfect. The other demon lords won't ignore this. Noble 3 nodded, Yeah. And if we are lucky, they might even deal with the evil dragon too. Then a second guard came rushing in. Guard 2 reported, Your Majesty, I bring word that the Demon Lord Clayman has been killed by Demon Lord Rimuru Tempest, and both Carrion and Fry have renounced their titles. Now, the 10 great Demon Lords have become Octogram. The nobles who were confident earlier instantly felt despair. Edmurus sighed, It is what it is. I must abdicate my throne, and I nominate Edward to be my successor. Edward gasped, What? Edmurus warned, Brother, there will be difficult times ahead for Falmouth, so don't do anything too dangerous or stupid. Edward nodded, I understand. Edward secretly thought to himself, Calm down, don't smile yet. Edmurus announced, If no one objects, then Edward is hereby the new king of Falmouth. Raisin thought silently, So far, so good. 1 week passed. Diawolo and Testarossa went back to Falmouth to sign the peace treaty and collect the 10,000 stellar gold coins. Diawolo thought happily, It is done. I can't wait to be praised by Rimuru-sama. Testarossa thought, I hope the new King Edward doesn't try anything stupid. Chapter 53 Festival and Wedding Plans. It had been days since the defeat of Clayman. Sakura, Shuna, and Sue were the first group to return to Tempest. They even brought back Adalman and his army with them, as he was eager to meet Rimuru, while Hakuro stayed behind to manage things in Gustave. Benimaru and the rest came back that evening and reported to Rimuru. Rimuru said, The Beast Keteers are coming here? Oh wait, it is because Milim blew up their city. Benimaru explained, Some of them coming here are the ones seeking to learn trade or skills, while the rest and some prisoners will be working hard to rebuild the kingdom under Geld. Rimuru smiled, Good to hear. A few days later, Diawolo and Testarossa returned with the peace treaty and the coins. Rimuru cheered, Great job, you too. Diawolo bowed, It is only natural for us to do this. Testarossa asked, True. That said, what do we do about the church? Would you like us to dispose of them? Rimuru panicked, Absolutely not. Just give this crystal ball to Rahim and have him deliver it to Hinata, got that? Both demons bowed, Hi, Rimuru-sama. Shizu remarked, Those demons sure do like to solve things with violence, huh? Rimuru agreed, Tell me about it. He paused for a moment and asked, Are you still patting that fox? Shizu smiled, What? It is adorable. I think I will make it my pet, just like how Ronga is to you. Days passed, and the beast men from Eurazania along with war prisoners reached Tempest, escorted by Gabiru and his men. Gabiru then handed Rimuru a letter from Milim. He opened it and read. This is Milim. On my next visit, I will be bringing along some guys who just can't seem to leave me alone. I want you to teach them everything there is to know about cooking. This is an urgent request, so I figured I would ask my bestie Rimuru for help. Please, pretty please, super duper pretty please. Rimuru laughed. Well, since she is this desperate, why not? Rimuru decided to go to a bar to relax, but then he saw Geld there looking depressed. He learned that Geld was having trouble managing the prisoners and the beast men. Rimuru joined him and drank until all of his worries went away. Now, it was time for the next phase of Rimuru's plan. Rimuru announced to his team, I will keep this simple. I have been promoted to Demon Lord. All executives cheered, congratulations, Rimuru-sama. Rimuru added, and it has also been decided that I will rule the entire Great Forest of Jura. All executives gasped, huh? Rimuru asked, why so surprised? His executives explained the situation to him. Rimuru realized, so a bunch of monsters are going to start coming here to greet me? This just got more complicated. Wait, I think I can work with this. Rimuru continued, guys, I have an idea. Why don't we hold a big festival? It will serve as the best public debut for me. Rigid agreed, an excellent idea, Rimuru-sama. Shizu smiled, it sure is. Shinsho cheered, yay, a festival. Azrael asked, so, do you two plan on having your wedding during the festival? Rimuru and Shizu froze on the spot as Azrael's words hit them, while the rest of the executives just stared at them. Rimuru stammered, well, that is. Shizu spoke up, I think we should do it, Rimuru. Since we did plan on getting married anyway. Rimuru asked, are you sure? Shizu replied, yes. That way I can also debut as your wife and Queen of Tempest. Rimuru smiled, you are right. This festival will not only be my debut, but also my wedding with Shizu. So make it happen, everyone. The executives bowed, hi, Rimuru-sama. We will make sure this festival is a success. Shinsho jumped with joy and hugged them tightly, yay. Papa and Mama are getting married. Chapter 54 10 Great Saints Part 1. While Rimuru and Shizu planned for their wedding, somewhere in Lubelius, the 10 Great Saints gathered to discuss the Storm Dragon's resurrection and the rise of Demon Lord Rimuru. Sa scoffed, yo, Hinata, you are late. Is this how the captain of the 10 Great Saints behaves? Lennart scolded, show some respect, Sa. Arnor added, that is right, kid. You got a problem with Hinata-sama, then you will have to deal with me. Grigori growled, bold words. You knights sure are getting cocky. Hinata commanded, enough. Now is not the time to be fighting among ourselves. Fritz agreed, she is right. Hinata said, Litith, continue your report. Litith bowed, hi. Litith explained that she went undercover to check on Tempest. The roads were well maintained, merchants were traveling easily, and the magicules were not harmful enough to affect regular people. However, she could not learn much about Veldora since no one was allowed to enter the sealed cave. Fritz asked, could all of that just be rumors? Hinata glared, are you questioning the will of our god? Fritz panicked, no. Sorry. Then Sa reported how the new king of Falmouth, Edward, planned to deal with Tempest due to the reparations. This could lead to a civil war, but Hinata was focused on the Eastern merchant aspect. Hinata instructed, Glenda, I need info on that merchant. Glenda smirked, whatever you say, boss. Hinata thought silently, they are all looking down on me. Bacchus asked, I have to ask, the return of the evil dragon has not been so destructive. Could this be the work of the demon Lord Rimuru? Hinata replied, you don't need to worry about that, because our god has bestowed a revelation upon us. It says the one who can control Veldora is Rimuru, therefore no one is allowed to interfere with him. The other saints questioned this revelation, thinking it was wrong, but Hinata warned that angering Rimuru would bring an end to Lubelius. Then she revealed that she had tried to kill Rimuru once before and was planning to go to Tempest to apologize to him. Hinata explained, so there you have it. Since I tried to kill him in the past, there is a chance he holds a grudge. So I plan to go to Tempest and apologize to him personally. Fritz shouted, "What?" Sa yelled, "Are you serious?" Lilith warned, "That is way too dangerous." Arnor added, "You could be walking into a trap." Lennart pleaded, "Please reconsider." Bacchus offered, "Or at least let us accompany you." Hinata ordered, "Enough. Calm down. First, I need to know what he thinks." Sa asked, "Who?" Just then, the door opened and Rahim walked in. Rahim bowed, "I have come upon receiving your invitation, Hinata-sama." Hinata said, "Rahim here is going to tell us the truth about Falmutha's invasion, as I am sure the rumors about Veldora being the one who incinerated the army were spread by Demon Lord Rimuru, right?" Rahim replied, "You are correct, Hinata-sama. And now I shall tell you all what really happened back then." Chapter 55 10 Great Saints Part 2. Rahim was summoned by Hinata to give the saints the truth of what happened during Falmutha's invasion, and his explanation made the saints worried. Lennart gasped, 20,000 people, defeated by a single man. Arnor stated, "Definitely a true demon lord level." Sa asked, "What now?" "If we leave him loose, he might become the next Lord of Darkness or Destroyer." Arnor argued, "But he wishes to coexist with humans, so there is no need for an irrational fight." Lennart countered, "But he slaughtered 20,000 soldiers without hesitation. Can we really trust him?" Hinata thought to herself, "These guys don't know anything about him." Just then, a sinister voice came out of nowhere. A mysterious voice echoed, "Rahim, don't you have a message for Hinata?" 3 men in white robes appeared out of thin air. Hinata gasped, "The 7 luminaries!" Sa exclaimed, "Wait, the 7 luminaries? The ones from legend, who train heroes?" All the knights and saints stood up immediately. Hinata asked, "So, Rahim? They mentioned a message." Rahim stuttered, "Ah, yes. The demon Lord Rimuru asked me to give this to you." Hinata took the crystal ball, and the recorded message played. "I shall fight you. Just you and me, one-on-one." That was it. This made some of the saints furious. Arnor shouted, "Hinata-sama, allow me to go and teach this demon lord a lesson." Sa snapped, "Are you dumb? He is an awakened demon lord. You don't stand a chance, plus there is the evil dragon." Bacchus added, "He is right. If we lead a large group, it could turn into an all-out war." Hinata thought deeply, something doesn't feel right. The message was too short. And seeking revenge? That is not like him at all. How did the luminaries know about this? "I smell a rat." Hinata declared, "Since he has asked for me, I have no choice but to go personally and talk to him." Nikolaus pleaded, "Please reconsider. If he bears hostility, you would be walking into a trap." Hinata insisted, "My decision is final. Don't try to stop me." Luminaries 1 said, "A wise decision, Hinata. You can defeat him." Luminaries 2 added, "But don't forget he has the evil dragon on his side." Luminaries 3 continued, "Even you can't defeat that, so here, take this." A glowing sword appeared out of thin air. Luminaries 1 explained, "It is called Dragon Buster. It will protect you." Hinata thought, so that is how they want to play it, huh? She let out a soft sigh. Hinata took the sword, put Lennart in charge, and prepared to leave for Tempest. Meanwhile, Rimuru was in Sakura and Shuna's workshop choosing his wedding suit when Suka contacted him telepathically. Suka reported, "Rimuru-sama, Hinata is heading for Tempest, and she appears to be carrying a big sword with her. Hold on, I see 4 knights following behind her." Rimuru gasped, "What?" Just then, Diawolo rushed in with more bad news. Diawolo reported, "Rimuru-sama, Rahim has been killed." Rimuru shouted, Again, what? Sakura asked nervously, will everything be okay, Rimuru-sama? Shuna asked, what should we do? Rimuru composed himself, I will think of something. Diawolo, go gather the executives to the meeting room now. Diawolo bowed, hi, Rimuru-sama. Rimuru thought to himself, just what in the world is going on? Why are things going so bad? Chapter 56 Before the upcoming battle. Every executive gathered at the mansion to discuss what to do with Hinata when she arrived. Shuna recommended seeking answers from a Dalman, who used to be a high priest of the Western Holy Church. When he arrived, he bowed deeply. A Dalman praised, I am very grateful for the opportunity to have an audience with you, Rimuru-sama. Shuna interrupted, that is enough, a Dalman. A Dalman replied, but Shuna-sama, I must convey how much this means to me. Rimuru thought to himself, great, another Diawolo. Why couldn't he have been more like Azrael? At least he is more fun to talk to. Rimuru said, anyway, about the Western Holy Church. A Dalman straightened up, yes, at once. He explained that Lubelius was a religious nation worshipping Luminous as their god, and that during his time there, the church was not as powerful as it is today. The goal of the church was to spread Luminism, but things took a sharp turn when the 7 luminaries came into power. Rimuru guessed, let me guess. These luminaries were the ones responsible for your new look. A Dalman gritted his teeth, they were, Rimuru-sama. Those scumbags. Shinsho patted his skull, how sad. There, a Dalman. A Dalman bowed, thank you for your kindness, Shinsho-sama, and I apologize for my rudeness. Shizu smiled, it is fine. Please continue. He continued and told them about the Rooks, an elite group loyal only to their god and the Holy Emperor, as well as the Crusaders under the Western Holy Church. Rimuru said, thank you for the information, a Dalman. A Dalman bowed, I live to serve, Rimuru-sama. Next was dealing with Diawolo and Testaross's problem, since news of Rahim's murder was spread as the work of a demon. Because of this, Temple Knights were heading to Falmouth to help King Edward subjugate the demon responsible. Diawolo bowed in shame, forgive us, Rimuru-sama. We have failed you. Rimuru reassured them, don't be down so soon. So you two made a mistake, but let me ask, can you two fix it? Azrael added, Rimuru is correct. As long as you two learn from your mistake and fix what you did wrong, everything will be all right again. Testarossa asked, so we are still in charge of this mission? Rimuru answered, naturally. Azrael teased, unless you want me to do it in your place. Diawolo snapped, no. That is not the case. Testarossa promised, please leave everything to us. We will fix our mess. Rimuru smiled, all right. Go redeem yourselves. With that, Diawolo and Testarossa went to Falmouth to find the real killer of Rahim. Just when things were looking up, Sue received an urgent report. Sue reported, Rimuru-sama, there is an emergency. 100 troops of Crusaders are heading towards Tempest. Rimuru asked, is it Hinata's group? Sue answered, no, they are from Ingracia. Rimuru sighed, that is just great. Benimaru, organize and deploy our forces. We need to keep casualties to a minimum. But in case the fight becomes difficult, move to destroy your opponent. Got it. Everyone shouted, hi. Shizu looked at him, Hinata. Rimuru reassured her, we will get to the bottom of this. Shizu smiled, I hope you are right. Meanwhile, in Bluemond. The 4 knights following Hinata caught up to her, and they continued their journey to Tempest, stopping in Bluemond to rest. Fritz looked around, Bluemond sure has developed a lot, huh? Arnor noted, the adventurer's gear is also very high quality. Fritz grinned, gotta be Tempest's doing, right? Litith turned around, we should find somewhere to eat, Hinata sa. When they turned around, Hinata had disappeared. She was found standing in line outside a restaurant with a banner that read ramen. The waitress greeted them, "Welcome. What can I get for you?" Hinata ordered immediately, "I will have a tonkotsu ramen with gyoza." The waitress asked, "And the others?" The 4 knights chorused, "We will have the same." 30 minutes later, the waitress served them, "Thank you for waiting. Here are your orders, please enjoy." Hinata didn't wait. She immediately grabbed her chopsticks and started eating. The rest were curious as to why their leader looked so happy eating ramen, so they all tried it. Bacchus exclaimed, "This is incredible." Arnor gasped, "Wow! What is this stuff?" Lilith cheered, "I know, right? And the gyoza is good too." Fritz laughed, "I could eat this all day." When the waitress mentioned that Tempest was their primary supplier, the knights were shocked, but Fritz kept eating anyway. Bacchus pondered, "To think a product like this is the result of negotiating with monsters." Arnor mumbled, "This devilish deliciousness." Fritz stuffed his face, "Hey, if it is good, what does it matter?" Hinata finished her meal completely and went to pay at the counter. Hinata advised, "If you drink all the soup, you will gain weight." Lilith pouted, "But you drank yours, Hinata-sama." Hinata replied calmly, "Because I don't gain weight." Lilith pouted even more, "No fair." Hinata thought to herself, "To think you have made so many improvements to Bloomund." But that message was unnatural. "Still, I will get my answers when I meet you face to face, Rimuru. And you better tell me how you and Shizu-sensei have a daughter." Back in Rimuru's house. Rimuru suddenly sneezed, "Achoo." Shizu asked gently, "Something wrong, dear?" Rimuru rubbed his nose, "No, it was probably nothing." In a small country nestled along the northern coastline within the Rosso territory, a mysterious man asked, "So, how did it go?" Glenda reported, "Just as we planned, and Hinata is not even aware of it." The man smiled, "Excellent. Right, Granbell-sama." Granbell answered, "Yes. So your plan worked, right, Damrada?" Damrada chuckled, "You got me." Granbell asked, "So what would a weapon merchant like you want with me?" Damrada explained, "With the storm dragon under Rimuru Tempest, the only obstacle to the Empire is the church, where our interests align." Granbell noted, "You did your homework." Damrada nodded, "Yes. So I am all for eliminating Hinata, as the church is a hindrance to us." Granbell questioned, "So you are asking us to lead the Empire into the West?" Damrada smirked, "It is not a bad idea, right? The Empire is a powerful force, after all." Granbell glared, "Are you looking down on us?" Glenda immediately pointed a gun at Damrada, but he calmly pulled out a gun of his own with lightning speed, surprising her. Granbell commanded, "Calm down, Glenda. With Demon Lord Rimuru and Hinata involved, we will need as many talented hands as possible to keep these two at bay." Damrada mused, "I don't mind the end of the Demon Lord, but wouldn't Hinata be more useful alive?" Granbell stated cold, "I don't need pawns I can't control." Damrada tipped his hat, "I see your point. Then I shall take my leave." Once Damrada exited the room, Glenda spat, "That guy is such an asshole. I should have killed him then and there." Granbell warned, "Don't bother. That man's true identity is one of the leaders of Cerberus, the underground organization that dominates the underworld of the East." Glenda nodded, "I see." Granbell ordered, "Good. Now go do your other task." Glenda bowed, "Hi." A young girl stepped forward, "A very well-laid plan, grandfather." Granbell smiled softly, "Thank you, my dear Mariabelle." Mariabelle raised her glass, a toast. "The world belongs to the Rosso." Everyone cheered, "The world belongs to the Rosso." Chapter 57 Monsters vs Saints Part 1. While Hinata and her group were traveling to Tempest, Lennart and Grade took a separate unit to Tempest after being tricked by the 7 luminaries. Lennart believed that if he defeated Rimuru, he could prove Hinata's innocence. However, he and his troops were ambushed in the forest by Shin's forces. Sue reported telepathically, Rimuru-sama, Shin, and the Yomagiri have intercepted the 100 troops spread across the forest. Rimuru stood up, right. It is time to settle this. Let's go. The executives declared, hi. Shizu smiled, please be safe out there. Shinsho cheered, go win this, Papa. When Rimuru teleported them to the battlefield, the Yomagiri were already gaining the upper hand. Shin greeted him, welcome, Rimuru-sama. As you can see, I have everything under control. Rimuru nodded, that is good. Shin turned back to the enemy, now it is time I ended this. Shin jumped into the air and landed heavily near Lennart and Grade. Lennart thought in shock, what is this? The Demon Lord? No, it's his subordinate. Shin announced, my name is Shin. I came to deliver a message from Rimuru-sama, choose between submission or death. Lennart shouted, never. Launch the holy field now. The holy field activated, surrounding the area in holy barrier energy. However, Shin didn't feel weakened at all. That was when Hinata finally arrived on the scene. Rimuru said, so you are finally here, Hinata. Hinata greeted him, hello, Rimuru. Rimuru stated firmly, I hope you know this is my territory, and the moment you took military action was enough for us to assume you mean us harm. So tell me, are you really planning on going to war with my nation? Hinata answered, even if I said I have no idea why this is happening, you probably won't believe me. Rimuru offered, I might, but only if you order your men to go back to Lubelius. Arnor yelled, you must be joking. There is no way we can do that, not without knowing what you might do to her. Benimaru stepped forward, glaring at Arnor. The only ones here allowed to speak are Rimuru-sama and Hinata. You should know your place. Arnor scoffed, oh, really? Arnor drew his sword and struck at Benimaru, but Benimaru easily deflected the blow. Benimaru smiled, if you wanted to talk, then let's go over there. Arnor grunted, fine by me. One by one, the fighters walked off with their respective opponents. Benimaru versus Arnor. Carrera versus Bacchus. Ultima versus Fritz. Sue versus Litif. Azrael looked around, confused, wait a minute. Who do I get to fight? Rimuru laughed awkwardly, no one, I guess. Just watch from the side, okay? Azrael groaned, this is no fun at all. I should have picked one of the saints when I had the chance. Rimuru turned back to face his opponent, now then, it is just you and me, Hinata. Hinata readied her weapon, very well. If fighting will resolve this mess, then so be it. With that, the rematch between Rimuru and Hinata officially began.